Alright guys, welcome back to another video. This one's going to be a little different, but hopefully still enjoy it. So, I have a truck upgrade that I'd like to do today that I've really needed to do for a while. So, I'll let you guys tag along for that. And then I got something new to try for dinner. Should be pretty good. Got another new snack, another new hot sauce, another new beer. Yeah, should be a pretty good time. It's a nice day, but it's a little cloudy. I don't know. A little chance of rain. We may get wet. I don't know yet. Slightly humid still. Nice day. That water's looking pretty nice. I'd like to jump in that, but I better work on the truck first. All right, let me show you guys what I got going on here. All right, so what we got here is a Pro Chaser 400 watt power inverter. Nice small unit. It has a plug for you, like your 12 volt cigarette plug, whatever you want to call it, right? This came from Amazon like a while back. It's just been floating around in my truck this whole time, but I need to hook it up. Now, I'm having an issue with my plug in the truck, the 12 volt plug, whatever you want to call these. I don't know what's wrong with it. It just doesn't work in that truck. There's two of them, neither one of them work. Now, some of you know that used to be a company truck, and it had like lights and cell phone boosters and all this stuff, and there's a wire coming out of the dash now. So I don't know if they've bypassed it, took up something else, hardwired something in through that wire instead of having that plug. So I need to investigate, because they're nice to have. I always need to charge things, right? Now, for regular camping, you don't need it all that much if you have a working 12 volt plug. But where I'm always filming something, my batteries in the camera are getting low, and then I have like my Milwaukee batteries for like my Sawzall, my fan, all that stuff. So those always need charged. So this should have been done a while back, because it would be super handy. So what I'm going to do is show you guys how to just cut this off and hardwire it into your truck. Now, a lot of you might not be comfortable with doing that, and that's fine. I'm not saying that's the right or wrong way to do it. But once I do get my 12 volt plugs working, I don't want them blocked with this. So if you only have one and you got this plugged in, you can really only plug whatever you can plug into that, right? So I'd like to leave those options available. Plus, I think I'd rather just have it hardwired, and then I can mount solid. It's always there. I can always just plug it in, not worry about these plugs. So let me get everything out that I need and explain to you what I'm going to do here. Okay, so the plan is I'm going to mount this in the truck somewhere. I'll have to two-sided tape it or something later, but I'm just going to kind of give you guys a quick rundown here. I'm going to cut this off, right? Because this is red and black. One is like a positive or a hot, whatever you like to call it, and then one's a negative or a ground. And you have to have both these hooked up. On like a normal car battery, you have a plus and a minus on your battery, right? For positive and negative. They're usually red and black. They're not always red and black. Sometimes your positive is white, sometimes the ground's white. But I know in this situation, red's positive, black's negative. So those need to be hooked to a good ground and a good power source. Now, I think what I'm going to do is just go through the firewall of the truck straight to the battery. That way it's right there. I can just pop the hood, get right to it. I don't have to try to find other stuff. Because you can take a test light and go through and test what has power under your hood. Different fuses, different relays, different, you know, there's different things under all the vehicles. But I'm just going straight with the battery. So what you want to do, if you're hooking up something like this to your battery or any power source, is you want what's called a fusible link. Inside of this little black thing, if I can open it and show you, there's a spot for a fuse. Just a little flat blade fuse that most vehicles have. So if something goes wrong with that, instead of just frying everything, catching on fire and melting, it blows this fuse. So make sure you do that, because you don't want to damage anything else. Another thing you need to remember about fuses is don't put a huge fuse in there. If you put like a 50 amp fuse in this, it might be too much. It still might melt stuff because it's such a high fuse that it won't blow before something else damages. I don't know if this is the right thing to do. Don't take my word for this. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not an engineer or professional. But what I do is I start low. So I'm probably going to go with like a 15 amp fuse, maybe 20, something like that, because I would much rather a little tiny fuse below than damage something else, right? Because like I said, I'm probably just going to run a charger of some sort off of this, so I shouldn't be draining it too much. It's only 400 watts. You can't run like a coffee pot or something off this anyway. Okay, enough rambling. So what I need to do is run this through the truck and out into the engine bay. I found that, by the way. If some of you know me, I'm a hoarder really bad. And I saw that and thought, I might need that later. Kept it. It's perfect for what I'm doing because it already has terminals on the ends too. So it should be pretty easy. Just bolt it right to my battery, run it through. Should be good to go. Okay, so this is what the underside of an F-150 hood looks like. I know there's some other years that are similar to this, but now batteries on this side, and if you look on most firewalls of vehicles, there's usually like little holes or lines or something where like other stuff runs through, so sometimes you can kind of just sneak them through those holes. So I'm gonna do something like that. Then like here, like I was talking about, sometimes there's other areas like that's grounded to the vehicle, so that's ground. But I have room on these little studs just to run them right to here. So I'll just run straight to there, run it through, hook the wires together, should be in business. All right, so I have my wire ran right through that factory grommet right back there. You can see that. You can see my wire going through. It had like this little nipple thing on there, and I just kind of cut it off, and there was a hole there. It's like it was kind of made to run things through. Probably not the case, but it is for me. So now hookup man's out here. I need to put a fuse in that, which I have. Just gonna do that. We're not ready for that yet though, but I can zip tie it nice and tight through here. And then if you can see beyond the mess, yeah, you can't see, but that's behind the glove box is where it comes out. I'm gonna run it over behind the radio down in this factory hole. That's the plan anyway. So now I gotta try to get my radio bezel piece out without breaking that. That's getting broke for sure. And wire it to the inverter, and then come out, throw a fuse in it, hook it up, and test it. Okay, so if any of you that have ever taken apart an F-150 dash, it's not amazing. This has to come loose and that has to come loose. That's about to fall and break just to get down to that bottom spot. And then, like I was saying, these don't work for some reason. These 12-volt supplies. Well, that wire's leading right into it, and it's cut. This is why I don't like going behind anybody's electrical work, because I don't know why this wire's cut. Like, these are super handy to have, but they cut them for some reason. I'm gonna break that. So now I'm gonna go over here, get up under the dash, try to find the other end of that red wire splice, sit back together. This wire has just been hanging here since I bought the truck. No idea where that goes. I gotta figure that out, pull it out of there. But I did get this thing out that I'm trying to do. So from the factory, these have two little slots in the back, and I don't know why, but they're too small. So I just had to chew that one out a little bit with my pocket knife, poking out the back, and tie it right in. Of course, this is a mile too long. I need like this much of this, but anyway, yeah, cut that off, splice it through, splice it together, put all this back together. Okay, so get it all back together. This is just a factory open spot, so I figured they'd be good for that. I'm gonna mount it down somehow. Probably just two-sided tape to the side and to the bottom, maybe. I think that should be plenty enough out of my way. I still have a little bit of room here for other stuff. And now I just gotta hook it up under the hood. All right, so you can see here, I've got a lot of slack, right? I'd like to give myself more than enough. Plus in there, you gotta hook them together and feed them back in so they're not hanging out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a nice little loop right here and shorten it up and zip tie it tight. Good to go. All right, something like that. Make you a loop, nice and tight. come up kind of as tight to the battery as you can, because you don't want wires hanging, melting, hitting fans possibly, nothing like that. These Fords are nice because they have all these studs, so it's pretty easy to hook something to these. I really wish this wasn't spliced again, but you know, whoever did this had to splice that fusible link in somehow, so I think it'll be fine. And I lucked out and had this already on this piece of wire that I found. So if you don't have wire laying around, you gotta go buy the wire, buy some connectors here, and make sure they're the right size you need, so they fit down over your stud nice and tight. They're not loose, wobbly, anything like that. And yeah, make sure this is all tied tight to something, because you do not want those wires rubbing, because over time they'll rub and wear that coating off. And if there's power to that wire, say you're going to your positive side and it rubs through on a ground on your vehicle to start throwing sparks, cause a fire, burn stuff, it's bad news. So you definitely want all those wires to be nice and secured and tight to whatever it is that you're attaching them to. Okay, so that red wire in there that was hanging, yeah, that didn't fix that plug. That was something that that company spliced in and did nothing. And I found that out because when I was trying to pull the wire through to figure it out, it hit a piece of metal, threw sparks. Not safe. Don't do that. Never leave a wire hanging in anything in your vehicle, in the cab, and anywhere. If it's a wire hanging, it needs taped up, cut off, taped up, whatever, because if it touches it, will throw sparks if it is 12 volts. So don't do that. That was not smart on their part. So luckily I figured that out and got it out of there before anything bad happened. So yeah, that's that. I now have a power inverter inside the truck. This will make charging devices and batteries so much nicer now. All right, snack time and camp soda time. All right, figure we get a little water going for dinner. It's gonna take a few minutes. Wind's picking up, we may get rained on. But anyway, found another Pringle to try. If you guys caught last week's video, I did the scorching barbecue, and it had one little pepper. Well, this says extreme and it's got 3. I don't figure it's gonna be that intense, but we can give them a shot. Smell like some pretty heavy buffalo action going on. Got a little orangeness to them. See the water? Can you see it? We're getting rained on currently. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know about extreme. There's also 6 servings in this one at 150 calories. There's definitely more of a kick to these than the barbecue. And just like that, the rain's done. Oh, rained for like 25 seconds. So what I'm gonna say is I definitely like these better than the barbecue. It actually has a pretty decent buffalo flavor. Definitely a lot more kick. Now that I've had a few, it's got a little tingle on the tongue. So if you're one of those types that thinks like ranch is spicy, go a little easy, but pretty good. I would say on a spice level, they're like maybe a 5 or a 6. They're nothing too intense, but it'll give you a little kick. So if you're looking for a little spice in your Pringle, definitely go with those. So water's not boiling yet. So I got one more thing to show you and talk about. XS9 drone. HD lens, dual camera, real-time map, convenient folding, I don't know what that is. Photo and video. You think I'm messing with you. If you can read that, that definitely says convenient and Hoto. App RC, large capacity, cool LED light. I guess you just mount your phone to it and you can fly this thing. I am pretty excited about this thing too, because I've been wanting to get some drone shots on the channel for a while. So big thanks to Dave for hooking me up with this. I'm gonna get you guys some good content with this, as long as I don't crash it, which I'm probably gonna do. So hopefully it's built fairly strong. I was hoping to unbox it and kind of do some practicing today, but I'm just not gonna have the time. So yeah, look forward to that. I like some of them videos where they like go over the rivers and over top all the trees in like the fall. Yeah, should make for some pretty solid content. All right, water is surely still not boiling, but I do have a new camp stove to try, so I think I'm gonna do that. Maybe by then it'll be time to start some dinner. All right, this one is an odd one. I've never seen this or heard of it or anything, and I found it pretty close to home. Aslan Beer Company, never heard of them. 9.5%. Super Volcano Sauce Sour Ale. Brewed with blackberries, blueberries, milk, sugar, and vanilla. I don't know about it. Sounds odd. I don't think I'm gonna love it. Where are they from? Alexandria, Virginia. 19.2 ounces. 9.5 is pretty strong. Got my mug. We'll see what it looks like. Super Volcano Sauce. Like, that is just an intimidating name. Definitely colorful. Very dark red, maroonish. Yeah, it has an odd smell. Pretty nervous about this one. See what this is all about. It tastes like, it almost tastes like wax, like chewy, almost like gummy worms, like that kind of like flavored, like taste that they all have. Yeah, it tastes like there's like plastic in there or something. It's not as intimidating as it sounds. It's not that sour, it just tastes like berries. Like, you can definitely taste that in it. That's definitely not one that I would have 2 of in one day, I know that. Yeah, I don't know. Have you guys ever seen this or heard of this? Because I want you to comment below. If you've had this, I want your opinion, because it's not awful, but I don't think I'd get it again. Yeah, I'm about to drink it fast too, because if that gets warm, it's not going to be good at all. I'm going to give it a 4-1. Definitely going to finish it, but this will be my last. All right, water is boiling. So this is why I'm boiling water. Marichan wonton hot and spicy chicken. Like, they're on there, right? Like, they're in the picture. Like, surely there's wontons in here? I don't know. Never seen such a thing, but I like me some wontons. I've never seen or heard of such a thing. I found these in a 7-Eleven, of all places. So as you can see, it comes with your little vegetable thing. Flavor packet. And I mean, those are supposed to be wontons. They're kind of pitiful looking, but that's what they're supposed to be. All right, let's go in with our little vegetable packet. And with our flavor, aka seasoning packet. Now we just need to go with our very hot water and not burn ourselves. Go up to the line. There will do. All right, so got the lid down. Got something on top, let that cook. It says wait 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So I got a new hot sauce to try. Tiger sauce. You don't see this everywhere, so I don't know if this is like a more of a regional thing. I'm gonna say I doubt it. 10 calories. There's 10 servings in here. Cayenne peppers, crushed red peppers, sodium benzoate, corn protein, tamarind extract, garlic powder. It contains fish. Yeah, I don't know. Never heard of fish and hot sauce, I don't think. They're out of New Orleans. Riley Food Company. Unleash the sweet heat as a condiment, an ingredient, a marinade, or a cooking sauce. Shake well before using. Meat, seafood, anything else that can stand up to that sweet heat. Okay. Smells good. That's tasty. That's really tasty. The whole sweet heat thing threw me off because I normally don't like sweet in my like hot sauces and barbecue sauces, but that is really good. It's almost like, what do you call it? Chili oil with like you can see little flakes in there. Yeah, I don't know. That is really good though. Almost has like a hint of sriracha. Like, I don't know, maybe the garlic in it. Has a little kick, not too bad. I'm surprised I like that so much for that sweetness, but I think the little chili flakes in there helps. That's really tasty. And it's gonna be good in there. I think that'd be good on sushi. And that was $1 at Walmart for that little guy. If I find a big bottle, I'm buying a big one because I'll have that again for sure. Or I'll go back and buy 10 more of these and sneak that straight into the Chinese buffet and put that on everything. All right, let's see what this is about. I got the cheapest chopsticks ever. It's gonna be a disaster. These wontons just, they didn't work out. Like, they're just kind of like shredded apart, which I figured, you know, you can't just put them in there with it. I can see a little filling in that one. I mean, for being basically mush at this point, they're not bad. This one, you may be able to see just a little bit. See the filling in there? It was a good idea. I'll give them that. It definitely had my interest. Okay. See what these noodles are all about. See how hot and spicy they really are. Temperature wise, they're going to be scorching. I'm going to burn my face right off. Not as hot as I thought they'd be. For once, I did not burn myself. It's a really good flavor, I know that. Okay, that bite was hotter. Much hotter than the first one. That was weird. Okay, so I'm gonna say, as far as the wontons go, like I said, they got too mushy. I'd get these again, just because the noodles have a really good flavor. Broth's gonna be way too hot, but I'm gonna try it. Yep, it's tasty. I like it. Oh yeah, hot sauce. I'm gonna put just a dab on one side and kind of try it like that. Drop the cap right in the grass. But I'm sure it's gonna be good. So I could just dump it right on the whole thing and not care at all. All right, let's see if I can get that one little spot I put it on. Yep, I knew that was going to be good. Just go ahead and put most of that bottle in there. That just hit me that it would also make a really good wing sauce. Alright, give that a stir. Yep, that was a good choice. Nothing like hot soup on a hot summer day. Literally sweating from the heat outside and like the temperature of this is really warm still. Even with that tiger sauce in here, it's still not that spicy. I said hot and spicy, right? Yeah, hot and spicy. That's not that bad. It's the same company that makes those little foam cup noodles, and I'm sure that's the same chicken, hot and spicy, that come in those. It's probably just bigger and wontons. That's probably the same thing. Tastes pretty similar. Those aren't very warm, but they are good. Alright, that's dinner done. Pretty tasty. I will get those again. You guys know I'm a sucker for some ramen noodles, so sure, no surprise there. That hot sauce, tasty. I will have that again for sure. That is probably the best hot sauce I've had that has like a sweetness to it, like for my liking. Like, I mean, it's like a 7, 8 anyway. Like it's really good. But out of the like sweet heat category, we'll call it, yeah, it's like a 9. I couldn't see it getting a whole lot better than that because it's actually balanced right. So yeah, give that a shot if you think that's something you'd be into. That beer, I don't know, you'd have to try that and see what you thought. Like I say, I won't be having it again. And noodles, I would just get noodles and then just get wontons separate. They're not really wontons at that point, like I figured, but still good. Alright, so due to a series of unfortunate events, I can't actually camp tonight. So for all of you that stuck around this long, thank you. That's why it's a little bit of a different video, but still going to get you guys some content this week. And do the power inverter on the truck, because that would have been handy multiple times over by now. Yeah, still nice spot, nice and peaceful. I need to come back here and maybe do some fishing. I like it out here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely appreciate you guys coming along, even if it is just a little day trip like this. Hopefully next week everything goes a little smoother and we can go do some actual camping. We've had a little rain, not much. If you've been following along, it's been very dry here in West Virginia. We do have a little bit of rain in the forecast, so I'm hoping that happens and we can get the boat on the water next week. So stay tuned for that. And oh, and I have another vehicle, we'll call it, mode of transportation for the channel that you guys might be into. That will definitely be on next week's video as an introduction to it at the very least. So stick around for that. Hopefully I can practice on that drone a little bit and get you guys some good shots. Yeah, I think that's it. Tune in next week. Thanks for watching.